Just grab a file and you can play with anything you want.
Let's just use this one. What is it you guys, what is the thing you're having the most problems with, or what you want to address? First off, I can address that straight away.
Rick, you go first.
The biggest problem is it enters a go into because it's a nothing thing. This is what I use when I just check stuff that I need it for something else. So this doesn't matter to anybody. When I go into to sketch something, okay, if I try and just sketch a simple room, and Mike, stop me when I'm wrong, I can sketch a square. But the minute I try to put in a like a knockout or anything, it seems like I can never get these walls to line up. Am I wrong, Mike?
Correct. No, that's what I'm having too. In fact, if you go into the John Batista file, I spent almost an hour and a half trying to get the offset to come back around, and it just won't let you. You drag the line, and then the line disappears. You go to put the line in, it's there for a minute, and then it goes away, and then it starts its own sub room, which is not what you wanted. So it's doing things other than squares or with offsets. I don't know if perhaps part of it is because we're remote onto a server that there's a little time gap when you're trying to draw. I don't know, but I'm having the same problem Rick is.
Is there a file that they can watch me do?
Yeah. In other words,
hang on, guys.
We need to find a file that, or Joey, if you want to just create a new estimate in a file.
I have one that. There's one of mine's on there that I had problems with, and I just left it the way it was.
Okay. And which one is that?
It's the last name on it is John Batista.
Batista?
Yeah, it's down. It's one of the. You have to go down quite a bit on this list.
Just scroll down, Joey.
Nope.
You just drag down the bottom. Mike says it's down the bottom, so.
Hang on, guys. I'll find it.
Hey, while you're doing that, I got a question for you. When I used to go into this thing, I used to be able to click up, start on the file number and go across, and it would come up. I can't do that anymore.
It might have something to do with the update. Did you take the new 27.3 or 27.5 update?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Kirk because we all share this. So I don't know what.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at Kirk's system here. It says he's on 27.3. I know I'm on 27.5, and it changed a whole hell of a lot of things.
Yeah, I can't. You know, we got a lot of guys sharing information here and a lot of files. And I got to look at this column, and you follow what I'm saying, and try and find it, which sounds really stupid, but when I'm buzzing along, it's just you're going down the entire column.
Go down to the bottom
of
the list. The first name is not John.
Because I just typed in
the last name is John Batista, all one word.
John Batista, one word?
Yeah.
Oh, I see it. Hang on. It's Baptiste. That's why.
Yeah, right there.
Okay. Yep.
If you look at the sketch, I ended up having to do it that way because you couldn't get the room to come all the way around. Well, actually, you have to.
I'm trying to close this window here. I want to close this window so I can have more of the sketch tablet to work with. I use this in the column. So this one, I'm assuming this right here is a window?
There's a whole nother room on here. There's a whole nother room on here that's...
Oh, I see it. Basement family room?
Yeah. And
are these,
how that would...
Rooms, Were they attached or were they on two separate levels?
They were attached.
Okay.
The subroom went right on top of that one. But see, it was like centrally located, and it went in on both ends, and then up like that. But you could never get them all to. You couldn't get all the walls to connect. Every time I would do it, like I would start and do the offset and try to drag that and make it connect. The wall would disappear, or it would go too far, or it would go not enough. It's just
okay. Let me just. What I'll do is this is how I do something like that. Hang on one second. I just want to get. I don't want to lose your dimensions. But
the file's closed. You can do whatever you need to do.
Question: did you find the file you wanted?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. You guys are good?
We're good.
Okay. I want to handle this call with this gentleman from South Carolina. Yeah. All righty? All right. Good. Now.
I'm just going to take down these dimensions, and then I'm going to sketch the same thing alongside yours. So you got a 10-foot by 5'3" subroom. Four by 20'6". This is how I would do this room. You guys know your hotkeys, right? R for room, D for door, W window, like that?
No, I got to go up and pick them up, the icons.
Actually, if you hit R, it'll give you a room that defaults to a 12 by 12 room.
Oh, okay.
And if you click on the room name, you get the room properties. You can name it. If you hit ceiling, where it has the plus sign, it'll give you the height. So you can change the height. If it's a basement, it might be a 7-foot or a 7'6". That'll affect your wall quantities when you go to paint. So you can left-click on that and make it 7, and it's a 7-foot ceiling. We'll leave it at an 8-foot ceiling. So you click and then put in your 20'6". And it was 13'4". That'll give you your family room. If you hit D, it gives you your door. It defaults to a 2'6" by 6'8" door. If it's a different size door, say it's a 3-foot door like an exterior walkout door, you can right-click on it, go down to the bottom, you get your properties, and that's giving me the wall but not the door. It's still giving me that for whatever reason, but it might, your system might be set up differently than mine. But right-clicking on it gives you your properties that allows you to change the dimensions of the door. If you click W, it gives you your window. Windows usually default 5 foot wide by 4 foot high. And it's still not giving me the properties of the window. But by right-clicking on it, you're able to change the width and the height of the window, and even the height it is from the floor. Now your subroom here is 10 by 5'3". I would come up to my square break tool here, and I would drop it in however far it was from that left-hand wall. 1 foot, 10, 1/9, whatever that was. Damn it. Drop it in and then drag it across till you get to 10 foot. and then click and drag it out 5'3", and that'll
There you
give you
go.
an offset.
Oh, I see that, how you do that now. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll make it an
solve
I was
our
trying
offset.
to
problem.
stick it on. Were you
I'm
trying
sorry,
to
I couldn't
stick it
hear you.
on, Mike?
Pardon me?
Were you trying to drag it down and kind of stick it on the end?
No. I didn't know anything about that square break thing.
Oh,
The
okay.
only- what
Yes,
I
that's
was
how you're going to
using
do all
was-
your offsets.
Yeah, no, I
That's
was
how you're
using
going to do all your
the
offsets.
missing wall stuff.
Okay, I'm going to show you something with a missing wall. Here's your missing wall tool, okay?
No, not that. What's the one under the word sketch to the right of the square? Between the
This?
roof and the square. Go to your left. Keep going. Past the stairs,
Doorway?
past the roof. No.
That's
no,
your
past
fence
the-
tool.
No, go to see where it says, see where the roof is?
Yep.
That one.
This,
The next
this
one,
wall
that one.
tool,
Wall shift, yeah.
that's a very, I don't use that often because the only time I really use that is if I'm going to try to drop in a knee wall.
Okay.
But if you're going to do offsets in subrooms that are connected,
Yeah.
I would use the square break tool.
Yeah,
For instance, let's say this room here had a 2x6 closet. I would grab my square break tool and I would drag it out 6 foot. And then by holding down the control key and left clicking on it, it'll allow you to drag that out 2 foot or 2, whatever, and that becomes a closet. And then you can click on the properties, call it a closet, click on your subgroup, and you can make it a subgroup of room 1. And then you can come up here to your door tool. Say it was a bifold door. 2 of them. You hold down your control key, you drop in your doors. And then anything you do scope-wise in room 1, say it's painting or carpet, for instance, that scope will carry on into that subroom without you having to write an estimate for that subroom.
So when you use your page break with the control key down, it makes a closet. Without the control key down, it does a bump out. Is that correct?
You hold the control key, and that'll pull the room out without moving the wall.
Okay.
With saving the wall. Here, I'll show you again. Let me use the square break tool again down on this bottom wall here. If I were to drag this out 4 foot and then carry it out 2 foot, that's without holding the control key. That
Yeah,
gives me a
doesn't bump
missing
out.
wall and an offset.
Yeah.
This little arrow up here, that's the I screwed up key. And that brings you back 1 keystroke. If I wanted to make that another closet, you drag it out by holding the control key and pulling it down. It leaves that wall there,
Yeah.
which makes that another room. It's either a separate room, say it's a bathroom off a master bedroom, or it's another closet. And then you're allowed to drop a door in and make it another room. Say that room, say the room 1 and the closet are carpeted, and room 2 is a bathroom that has tile floor. You're not going to want to do the same scope in both of those rooms. So it'll allow you to make that a separate room, and you can scope to that separately. Do you guys know how to use to estimate in Sketch, like for sheet goods and carpet?
No, I don't even know what that is.
No.
No?
No.
I'd never have it.
Okay, if I was going to carpet this, no, what you do is you come up, you see where it says price list?
Yep.
Above that you got a box. It If you type in FCCAV, floor covering carpet, average, hit search. Here's your carpet. Click on it. Drag it into here. It should light up. You can right-click on this. It says remove and replace carpet, average price. You can say OK. You can drop it in there, and it gives you that carpet. And then if you go into estimate items, it gives you your carpet plus your waste. Going back into Sketch, if you come down across where I'm highlighted, it says show floor covering overlay. You can click on that. It's showing the way you're going to roll that carpet out. You can come up to this, this orientation tool here, directional tool. It looks like a roll with an arrow. You can click on that, and then you can attach this to a wall and roll the carpet. Roll the carpet that way. And then you come down here to this next one, which shows show cuts in windows. That'll tell you how much waste you have laying the carpet in that direction. Let's go back and have it the other way. Now we can go back down here. Now your carpet waste went from 19 to 31. So you can view your carpet how you want to lay it. A lot of companies, Nationwide included, likes us to use this feature for sheet goods, such as sheet vinyl and carpet, because it allows them to check the waste, check the cuts, instead of arbitrarily putting in 7 or 10 or 12% as a waste factor.
Now let me ask you this: when you dimension that room and you go right back into estimates and you put the carpet in, it puts it in the most sensible way, right? With the least amount when you're putting it. If you just go to the
It does, but at the same time, if you look at the way I have it, you would not want a carpet seen 2/3 of the way through your living room.
right.
So, it's a judgment call. I think the first way it was laid was this way.
Because typically we fall back on, we crank through these things, so typically we fall back on, we seldom get that involved unless somebody would ask for it. So we essentially...
Well, the only reason I'm saying that, guys...
I think it assigns 15% waste automatically.
I understand that. I understand that completely. But like I'm saying, I don't know what AA's guidelines are estimation-wise.
Right.
I know what Nationwide and Liberty Mutual looked for when I was doing it, and when I was working for ProClean and writing estimates for Nationwide, they expected us to do the same, to write it the same way.
I didn't even know that existed. It's really cool. I never even knew that existed. We're struggling with just basic estimating.
Closet.
And it works the same way for roofing. You can estimate from roof. You can
Can you
drop
show
a
me a
roof
simple
in.
roof? Can you show me a simple
Yeah.
roof?
Sure.
Just
You know
a
what?
simple,
I
single
want
ridge.
to show you something real quick. You see how you got basement family room down here? If you right-click on this, it says Insert Above. If you insert above, make it the second floor, or make it the first floor, because that's the basement. Type in first floor. Hit Tab. Hit Enter twice. Now you have you see how it has another tab next to it? It says Basement Family, First Floor?
Right.
Say the footprint of that house is the same, like some of them old Victorians down in New Haven, where you got a three-story house, but the footprint's the same. Kitchen,
right.
Living room, dining room, bathroom, bedrooms, everything's the same. You're on your first floor. You go back to your basement. Click and drag over all of these rooms. Put your cursor on one of the rooms. Hit copy. Go to your first floor. Hit paste. you've already done your second floor.
Nice.
So if you have a house with the same footprint, you measure the first floor, you can write all 3 floors. You can sketch all 3 floors.
Now, why did it not include the closet if it's a subroom?
No, the closet's in the second floor, on the first floor.
Carpet-wise.
What
Or
I'm
maybe I
saying
didn't
is
make
when
it a
you did
subroom for the carpet. Maybe I didn't click that. But now, if you want to see a basic roof,
Yeah, because
let's
I
go
don't know how to use the roof at all.
Okay, I'll show you. Roofs are very easy. Roofs are extremely easy. Insert above, call roof, tab, enter, enter. Your hotkey for a roof, if you hit the letter F, it's going to default to a gable roof. Okay? This is your roof tool up here. If you drop that down, it'll give you a gable, give you a flat shed, hip, Dutch, whatever type you need. I'll do a couple of different roof styles with you, but for this one, let's just work with this gable roof. And let's say it's a 46 by 26 gable roof. Your annotation tool right here tells you how many squares there are on each slope. If you come down to this letter A, if you click on it, it'll take the annotations off your graph. I kind of like them on there, so when I go back to estimate items, I know the amount of squares I'm using. It defaults to a 412 pitch. If you click on the roof, and it should give you, I don't know why it's not giving you the, let's see, variables. Here we go. Down here, variables. Click on that. And yours is a little different than mine. Click on dimensions. Okay, it says rafter A, rafter B for a 412 pitch. If you come down here and A and B, slope A and B are the same, say it's your basic raised ranch, you change that to, let's make it a 9 pitch. You'll see that your squares have changed. Xactimate factors roofs by pitch. Automatically gives you your rafter length, 16.8. Can you see that?
Yeah.
By changing the pitch, you'll get you can change your the amount of squares. I gotta minimize this just a little bit, guys. But let's say it's a raised ranch that has an intersecting gable. You can hit the letter F, and it will give you another gable roof. When it's in the situation it's in now highlighted and not colored in, if you hit your tab key, it will rotate the roof for you. So let's say this intersecting gable is 30 foot wide by 18 foot. And it has the same pitch as the main roof. So you right-click on that, you left-click on that, and you come down to A and B here. You make that 9. If you come up to subgroup, you make that roof number 1. Anything you scope on this roof is going to carry over to this roof, just like a subroom off of a bedroom with a closet. You can drop this right in here like this, and it'll give you that intersection. If that's not the way it looks, you can drag it out. You can pull this in like this. And it'll give you a roof, an intersection gable like that. And now you're up to almost 21 square. Is that clear?
That is. Can you put a couple of dormers in the front?
Yes, I can definitely throw a couple dormers in. Actually, this the upgrade that you guys have actually gives you a dormer. Here's your dormer. I'm gonna make, and it gives you the eave height, the slope, which we're gonna make it a 9. These little arrows will bring it up or down, make it 9, 8. We're gonna make it a 9 to be consistent with the remainder of the roof. I'm just gonna highlight, make this a little bigger, and see if I can't get this up okay. Let's say this dormer, I'm going to make it a little bigger. You can take that and you can drop it right in there and it'll give you a dormer. And then if you come over to your left click that, make that a subgroup of roof 1. When it shows your annotations, it'll give you, that's your dormer, slope A and slope B of your dormer, and that'll add to your squares. Is that clear, guys?
That is, yeah.
I can show you, let's try another
Can you show
roof.
me can you show me an exterior wall, let's say like just a simple ranch wall that you're going to put siding on?
Oh, like, you know, okay, what I do on that, there's a couple ways to do it, but the easiest way to do it is basically make a room.
Okay.
And let's say it's a 48-foot long ranch.
Okay.
And you're siding the back side of the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 48 by 9. I'm just going to enlarge this a little bit, guys. Say you got a couple windows. You're not going to side the windows. This little green thing here is a reference area.
Okay.
When you make a reference area, it becomes a hole, basically a hole, and you can't scope to a hole. Let's say the window it's a picture window. Say it's a 4 by 8 window. You click, you left click, and then you drag it out, and you got 8 by 4. That's a picture window. Say there's one on each end of the house. You can right-click on that area. You can hit copy, right-click, paste, and drop that window over here.
Okay.
And then let's say you got a front door. It's a 3 by 7 door. There's your door.
Can you
Then
raise
you
that
can
up to be like a
area.
gable end?
You can add a gable end, but you see this little next to your square break?
Right.
The vertex tool. It will give you angles. So if you click on that vertex, come down, find your midway point. Click it. Left click and sorry guys. Click and drag it up. catch it and drag it.
There you go.
It'll give you your gable end.
And if I go into the estimate items and I click, can I click wall area and the average siding and they'll give it to me?
You can actually
Is it
do it
that
from
simple?
this screen. You can go SDG vinyl and search. Wait a minute. This. Let's just go.
That's exactly what AAA is looking for, Mike. These are what these kids are looking
Okay,
for.
here you go. SDG vinyl. Average. Come right here. Right click. Remove and replace. $279 a square foot. Left click. Drop it in. And there you go.
Nice.
You got your vinyl right in there on that side. $1,878. And it takes out for these areas. It'll automatically not scope to those areas.
And the only time we really would be in a jam is if you've got a place that's got, like I had one, I have to go to just a regular, I'd have to just take it off. Because I've had some that are more complicated with a whole bunch of bump outs. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
In other words, you don't have a straight wall. I mean, this is terrific for the straight wall jobs, but I would think it'd be way too involved. You'd have to go to some three-dimensional thing to do bump outs and stuff. I'm not asking you to show me that, but that's where you'd have to go, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? There is a three-dimensional tool here. See the bottom right-hand corner?
Mm-hmm.
Click on that. That's your three-dimensional tool here. Now you can move it. You can move this house around.
Yeah, I know when I'm in over my head. That one would be tough for me because, like I said, I had a house that had all kinds of crazy bump outs on it, and it just would be.
I wouldn't do it. I would not do that myself. Try to scope anything like that. I'd waste too much time.
Me too. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
But what you can do in a situation like that is get a footprint of the house, whatever the footprint of the house is.
Okay.
And draw the footprint of the house.
So you're looking at it from the top.
Yeah.
I see what you're. I already
And
know where you're
whatever
going.
It's a two-story, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then just do the math yourself. That's how I would do it. I mean, you know, we're not architects. Some guys are much better at scoping stuff, sketching stuff like that than I am.
No, this simple stuff is fine for us. Like I said, I mean, we picked up this AAA, these AAA files, and these kids need.
Yeah.
You have to show them everything because they don't know what they're. You know, they're. It's just the way it is, and
Yep.
they're looking for pictures all the time, and graphs and sketches. So that right there is very helpful because with that, what you showed me there, I'm pretty confident I can do all four sides of a simple house when I have to do any siding job for them, you know.
I'm going to show you another roof here. This is something I came across when I was down in Tennessee last year. You guys probably seen them too. You got a massive house with a hip roof, main roof. You know, the main house is a hip roof,
Right.
and you got all these intersecting gables coming off the thing. Let's get a hip roof here. Get 40. By 30. Okay. Now you got your. This is your main house, your basic hip. Say over here where there's a garage. Now this, by looking at it, it gives me a 412 pitch on this hip roof. But just for the sake, I'm not going to change the pitch. We're going to use a gable roof with a 412. Say this is your basic car garage, 20 wide by 22 feet. You could drop this sucker right in here like this. And now it'll give you that extra roof with the extra siding. You know, like sometimes the valley doesn't go all the way to the gutter.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're using. That's nice.
You can also shift it up and then move it over to say where it does, the valley does go all the way to the gutter. And then you just drag this out, and it gives you your perfect peak going into the intersecting tip.
If you selected both roofs and selected drip edge, would it figure all of them all the way around the exterior?
Actually, if you look at it, if you look at this, there's 14.6.
Yeah.
It'll give you these dimensions. It'll give you, you can actually, see this little green line up here?
Yeah.
It's a reference line. To take this line in this corner and drag it out, it gives you that measurement. That reference line will give you a measurement. You see you got 13.6 here. That's going to be 13.6. That's 14.6.
But it won't do it automatically.
No, you manually have to add them all up. But if you search in and say you want drip edge, it won't fill in the quantity.
No, you're going to have to put the quantity in yourself. Unfortunately, that's something you're just going to have to put in yourself. But these, like for instance, using that reference line. Let's say this garage was in the middle of this room or this roof, and you want to get it accurate, and it's supposed to be 6 feet from the corner, from the edge of the house. You can run this reference line. Okay, well, I'm 7 feet 4. Then you can take this and shift it over and then recheck your reference line to make sure, okay, that's 5'11", you know, to make sure that
Right.
the edge of the garage is to the edge of the house. That reference line will give you that measurement. If you had skylights that you were going to try to not scope to, it would be the same thing as those doors and windows on the elevation. You can drop this in, and you know there's your skylight. And if we delete that, oh, I have to delete the whole damn thing. Not good. But we're at 6.89 squares on this roof. If I drop this reference line in, it should drop the squares. Yeah, see? No, it didn't. But you can, actually, AA is probably going to want you guys to annotate these, right? Do you know how to put notes on the sketch screen?
Not at all, no. I mean, we essentially just try. We're just trying to grasp just the basic sketching so we can just get through.
Okay, this is really pretty easy. I'm going to get out of the roof and go back into this first floor room. And let's say in this, right in this corner here was where the water heater tank was located, and that's where it burst. This little dot up here, click on that, drag it down, and click on it, and it gives you the dot right there. You come up to the letter T that's in this box. That's your text block. You click on that, and then you click on it in the screen where you're writing, and you get this window. And you can put location of water heater tank. Go OK. Take your little arrow and you mark it. That's where the water tank was. Then this little stop sign looking thing, it's an ellipse. You can take that, you click on that, and you can click and drag, and it encapsulates that whole room. Then you can hit your text again, and you can write water damage, carpet, and pad. And that way your graph is annotated. A lot of companies really like that, especially you guys being IAs. They see that shit, they're going to go nuts. They're going to love it.
What is the button that next to the dot that says on or something?
I'm sorry, that on button?
Yeah, what is that?
It's just it says turn real-time calculations on and off. I guess it's for like when you do the roof.
Yeah.
It won't give you the amount of squares right up on your annotation screen like we had. Basically, you know, for this, you know, you got your stair tool. Have you guys used the stair tool? Up here, staircase. A regular staircase, you drop it in, it's a 3x12 staircase. You can orientate this, say, you know, this is your basement, and the stairs are over here to go up to the second floor, or first floor. Automatically eliminates that wall and gives you your stairs going up. There's others. That's your base. You know, that's one you're going to use most of the time. The other one that you're going to use most of the time would be a U-shaped one. This would be like if you're coming up from the basement, you got a landing, and then you're coming up to the first floor, and you can drop that in. You could drop that in like that. It won't let me do it, but you can put that in there like that. It's not letting me carry the thing over, but you can actually carry. I don't know why it's not letting me do it, but let's just try this. But you can take this staircase and drop it it's probably because I don't have the correct dimensions to drop it into place. But you can, I don't know why it's not letting me do it, but you can take those like in those old houses in New Haven, and you can drop those in as you go from floor to floor. Let me just try one more time here, see if it'll let me do it. There's your staircase going up, your landing, and then going up to the first floor. And if you were to look at that in a 3D view, it'll look something like that. I don't use that 3D view a lot, guys. It's more of a something to play with than anything else. It doesn't really add any value to your sketch. But using the annotations and the text notes and the arrows and stuff, the companies will really like to see that. They really, I know for a fact that they put a lot of value on that when they look at an estimate. Is there anything else I can show you guys?
Actually, I think the square break one was the big thing for me.
Yeah, I think the thing that's going to help us the most, the thing that's going to help us the most is what you showed at the beginning on the inside, how to drop the doors, and the other thing for me was the exterior walls, because that's something that, like I said, these AAA kids need for some reason.
Yeah, just remember your hotkeys, guys. F for roof, R for room, W for window, D for door. Just one thing is like, I'm going to drop a room in here real quick. You know, instead of screwing around and trying to get 22, you can click right here and just go to 24.
I never knew that either.
Exactly.
I was always pulling the thing out and pushing the thing back. And
yeah, no, you just click on the dimension on the inside, make it 25. There's your room. Like I said, the door is going to default to a 2.6 door. You hold the control key down, you can drop in as many doors in this room as possible, or as needed. W is your windows. You can control, hit your W's, make your windows. Say for instance, you got a window, you got a house that's like a custom house. And they got all the rooms in the bedrooms are all a screwy size. Say they're like 6 foot high by 3.5 wide, you know. You can right click on your window and do your copy and right click and paste and just drop them in all over the rooms, in all different rooms. And again, even with the vertex, how we did the exterior, say this had one of those screwy offsets where there was a fireplace or something. You can drop that in there like that, and you can pull that room out to give you that, you know, some of those rooms, there might be a fireplace in here. You know, some of the rooms, they have that screwy 90-degree offset. You can use that vertex tool to create that wall. You can always move it in. Let's try it again. You can move this wall out this way. You can set it back. These angles are really difficult. I have a hard time with them. I really have a hard time using that. But it's there for you to use if you come across one of those rooms that has that kind of offset. One other thing I think you guys would need to see is your window tool, which is right here. You get a bay window. See how it drops that bay window in? You hit your tab key, and that'll rotate it. And you can drop that in, and now you got a bay window coming out of that room. Any questions, guys?
Now, you can then change those dimensions on the bay window?
Yes, you can. Yep, you can click on this window.
Just go into the variables?
We'll just back it out. We'll go back to the window. We'll default to the bay window. I'm going to make it a little bigger.
Oh, I see.
And you can grab these little handles here and pull that out and make that a bigger window. You see how you... Okay. And that'll give you a bigger window?
Yeah.
Let me just see if we can Oh, the other windows, like a bow window, gives you a bow. These are all your these are your glass panes right here. I'm just trying to, for whatever reason, now you can extend it out like that. Say it's like one of those sitting room areas, you know, where they have like a window bench. And then you can grab that and drop it into that room, and it becomes that breakfast nook area, for lack of a better term. That's something, I see a lot of that in some of the newer colonials where they have the breakfast nook. I use that to make my breakfast nook. Depending upon how many windows, you know, I may eliminate a window, or just extend this. You can grab that handle and drag it down, and it takes that window out. I hope I didn't confuse you guys.
No, you helped, like I said, you helped us a lot. With, I mean, at this point, we're just trying to learn the basics, you know.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, the basics, basically, your square break tool is what you're going to use most of the time to make your offsets, and it's what you're going to use to make your sub rooms. Your missing walls, for instance, like you got a missing wall here, okay? 7-foot wall. The properties of a missing wall automatically default to 6'8". I don't know why. Okay, let's try this. Properties. Okay, you see how it says width 7 foot, height 6'8". Shape. It defaults to a rectangle. If you click on that, you see how it gives you this window to the right? It shows a rectangular opening. You drop this window down, and it depends on the type of opening it is. Could be a flat arch, then it gives you your flat arch. Or a round arch, and it'll give you a half round. That may come into play if you're doing wallpaper, you know. And then when you look at that room in a 3D sketch, you'll see how it gives you that round arch. So you can change the dimensions of the missing walls. It automatically, like I said, it automatically defaults to 6'8". But if it goes to the ceiling, say it's an entryway from a kitchen to a dining room. Your system doesn't give me the option that I see. Mine will give me a question. Does it go to the ceiling or not? So I guess you can click on, I would assume you can click on height, and if it was an 8-foot high wall, you can put in 8 foot, and then it should take that opening all the way to the ceiling, as opposed to 6'8". You see how that changed?
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can show you guys?
Joey, when you
I think that's
Yeah,
answered
pretty
most
good.
of my questions.
Yeah.